What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of KozMatt's Wrestling Recap. Let's get right into a pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. How you doing?
Let's get right into Monday Night Raw. Money in the Bank is on the uprise. So this is honestly one of my favorite pay-per-views. When I went to Hartford, Connecticut for a Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar returned and just demolished everybody. If you guys don't remember that, I think it was about 3 years ago. But this is just overall one of my favorite, most fun pay-per-views because of the match itself. So the match itself, we actually kick Raw off with Miz TV, who his special guest is actually the special counsel for Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman is running down the stipulations for this year's Money in the Bank ladder match, while Heyman actually focused on Friday's episode of SmackDown and the Tribal Chief's defense, who is against Riddle. But Riddle actually interrupts the proceedings and actually vows to win that championship. Actually, he's hit by one stipulation, and that stipulation is he will never be able to challenge for the title again if he loses this Friday. So bringing out the Usos, followed by the Street Profits for the first match of the night, Montez Ford versus Jimmy Uso. But let's kind of break things up a little bit. So
yeah, that opening segment was pretty good, man. I mean, Paul Heyman and the Miz on the mic are comedy gold.
If he loses, oh yeah, but Miz and Paul Heyman, phenomenal. But if he loses Friday, he's no longer able to challenge, which we know WWE, they had stipulations like that before. And of course, they just let it slide, but it is what it is. They can do what they want, but he's not supposed to face Roman Reigns for that, or just that title, period. So I don't know. Could he win the Money in the Bank? And that's the only way he can get it, because that's what the contract says. So I have strong feeling Riddle is going to win Money in the Bank. But nonetheless, Montez Ford versus Jimmy Uso. Jimmy just utilized Ford's momentum against him, getting his knees up during a frog splash attempt and rolled him up for the win. So it was a good match, really strong. The Usos needed the win. Ford standing out. He looks great physically, and I think that match just was phenomenal. The Usos needed the win rather than the Street Profits, so I think we'll take that, especially for Reigns' title defense come Friday. But I don't know. I can't wait for viewership come Friday. Hopefully WWE has some good views because of that match.
Yeah, hopefully they have other good matches surrounding that card, because Roman Reigns' first time defending his championship since WrestleMania, like you said on SmackDown last week. I mean, it's going to be an awesome match, and we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, the stipulation certainly throws a lot into the mix for sure.
For sure. Well, I mean, that was kind of a heated battle that we saw, and then
great way to open up Monday Night Raw.
Even better than next, Kevin Patrick interviewing Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins kind of justifying his attack on Cody Rhodes by blaming his rival and kind of claiming now that he has driven the American Nightmare from WWE, which he has. And then Rollins said Money in the Bank match is up next. That's the next thing in his arsenal, starting with AJ Styles. That's he's going after next, as AJ actually shows up and slaps Seth Rollins out of the chair to end the segment. So it was just excellence from Rollins. It just is great. AJ Styles, I'm happy they're putting AJ and Seth Rollins kind of in a feud, even though they're going to be in the Money in the Bank most likely. But moving forward, 24/7 championship match between Dana Brooke and Becky Lynch. It never got started as Becky brutally attacked Dana Brooke, beating her around the ring before revealing just none of it was about the title. Becky doesn't need that 24/7 championship, but you know what? At least they gave Dana Brooke a little bit of spotlight, bringing out Asuka actually for a brawl that ended with Becky Lynch escaping to the floor. So it was a great way they put Asuka out, especially with Dana Brooke. So it kind of gave all women some spotlight, but I'll take that.
Yeah, I love both these rivalries that Raw's got brewing. AJ Styles versus Seth is going to be one hell of a rivalry heading into Money in the Bank. And I love seeing both these veterans square off. The 24/7 championship, that's just a bunch of malarkey. We know that, but good for Dana Brooke getting some spotlight.
Yeah. But moving forward, this is a qualifying match for the Money in the Bank ladder match on July 2nd.
This was a great match.
Yeah. Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss battling Doudrop and Nikki ASH in a tag team match. Bliss and Morgan scoring the win. Nothing crazy, whatever it is, what it is. But I think Bliss and Morgan have became good favorites to win the Money in the Bank briefcase and kind of enter that women's title contention. So I'm pushing for, honestly, I'm really pushing for Liv Morgan. I think she just deserves that spotlight. Alexa Bliss, she can win it again, go ahead, but Liv Morgan, she would probably be my big pick for it.
You know what? I also wouldn't mind seeing these two really squared off together well as a tag team. Maybe go after those tag team championships together. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I think so. If they don't win that, I think WWE that could be what they could go for. I mean, I
Put them
don't
in
think
that tournament for the women's championships.
they can go on forever as tag team champions because they're such good competitors and they're just entertaining. But moving forward, Kevin Owens and Ezekiel kind of writing its last chapter from Monday night.
Thank God. Thank
This
God.
night from a rematch in Hell in a Cell. So Owens taking a nasty bump off a Death Valley driver, beating down Ezekiel, seizing an opening, and actually rolling into the ring at the right time, beating the referee's count. Actually, Ezekiel upset the WWE Universe and actually took the win over KO. But it was a decent match, whatever. And
Matt, what was the big
crazy.
news though? We're gonna see
The big news, the post-match news from Ezekiel that his brother Elias will return to Raw next week.
Oh
And
boy.
will give fans a hook. It'll just give fans a hook, dude, to tune in next week on Raw. So I don't know how WWE can pull this off. But
Yeah, I want to see how they're gonna do it. It's gonna be interesting for sure. But we're gonna see Elias walk with Elias, man, next week.
oh, that's gonna be an absolute mess.
Shit show. But here we go.
Oh man, my brother's cutting the lawn, so it's loud right now. But what was loud next? Omos accompanying MVP to the squared circle. So the future Hall of Famer squashing Cedric Alexander, who was a former Hurt Business member. Just nonsense, but they have to keep moving things forward. So if anything, it kind of managed to devalue Cedric Alexander. So our next segment of the night is a men's Money in the Bank qualifier, AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. It was cool to see these two kind of go at it again. We haven't seen it in quite a while. It was good as you expect it to be from these two. I mean, they're both phenomenal stars. AJ Styles actually took the L from a roll-up by Seth Rollins. Just a simple roll-up reversal from a calf crusher. The best part is that WWE kind of resists its urge to have the heel, who is Seth Rollins, go over rather than proving he was better than AJ Styles. But, you know, Rollins won. He out-wrestled one of the best performers in the ring. So we'll give it to him. He just hit him with a roll-up, but that's how WWE wanted to book it. So whatever, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. You got to watch out for that vicious roll up, man. It'll get you every time.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. So if you forgot Ciampa was a member of the Raw roster, they kind of reminded
You're not the only one. You're
Right.
not the only one.
Yeah. So Ciampa received no entrance once again, was not announced for a match with the number one contendership and had no chance of winning. So Riddle versus Ciampa. Riddle took a win. Nothing really special with an RKO. It is what it is. So kind of a glorified enhancement match, putting Riddle over. It is what it is, was the right call, but then we move to a break and come back. Judgment Day interrupting a promo from the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. So I can see what they're doing, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Considering the fact that Finn Balor's arrival led to Edge's departure, assuming, you know, the leadership of the role, I like it. And the fact that he was not giving anything of like substance to say is a little concerning, but you know what? I will take it. But Rhea Ripley was given the most to say, and she executed it to like perfection, creating anticipation for a showdown basically between her and the former NXT star Bianca Belair. So I think we're going to see something soon with Bianca and Rhea Ripley.
Oh yeah, and it's great that they're building this rivalry up slow and steady heading into Money in the Bank. And I think Rhea will be your new champion after Money in the Bank.
Yep. I think so. That could be certainly interesting. But moving forward, Mustafa Ali versus Chad Gable. Don't really care about it. Ali continuing his downward spiral, falling from the number one contender to losing to tag team specialist Gable. Relatively clean, and obviously Otis with a distraction. That lawnmower is just killing me. But let's move forward. I don't really care to talk about it, but the rivalry between Rey Mysterio and Veer freaking continues.
Yeah, this thing is really not doing it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. He just traps Rey Mysterio in a clutch, seemingly kind of putting an end to their feud. If recent WWE trends are any indication, all it means is that WWE would continue to, for another few weeks, kind of keeping it going, overstaying its welcome, I guess if you could say. But whatever, Mahan looks like a beast. Man, I kind of miss Jinder Mahal. I want to see Jinder just destroy Mahan and just a return, but just poor Mysterios, man. The what do we call it? The
Getting buried to the ground, yeah.
Oh, it's just frick, man. It's just another week the Mysterios are put down to the ground. But Bobby Lashley making it clear next. So this is last on our list for Raw.
And main
Bobby
event
Lashley and Theory Bobby Lashley making it clear that he intends to challenge Theory for the United States Championship, as we saw last week on Raw, I believe, or it was Hell in a Cell, Bobby Lashley holding up the WWE Championship. So it was a little pose-off battle. I don't know. Lashley predictably won. Theory blinded him with baby oil and stood tall to close out the segment. It was just weird. It's not enough to kind of justify its placement, but you know what? I think it has some build up and just a nice little pose off we got to end Raw. It was interesting. Theory taking some pictures and all that crap, but I don't know. It got fans to stick around, but I think they kind of left right after. I don't think they had a match after Raw went off air, but it is what it is. Theory, Bobby Lashley main event for a pose off. That's all they got.
Yeah, certainly an interesting way to close out Monday Night Raw. This is a huge step up in competition for Austin Theory. And while this is what he does with it, they're slowly putting him in that main event scene. And I think he's going to live up to the hype. He's been impressing me over the last few weeks. So I'm here for it. Let us know what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw. Always like, comment, and subscribe. And Matthew and I will see you Saturday with a SmackDown.
Let's just say one more thing. I think Bobby Lashley, he's going to be holding that belt very soon. Something like that. He's going to be holding something. If not the WWE Championship, the United States Championship, because he really deserves it. But not sure what Vince has for Theory. But like you said, up there, that's what Bobby Lashley should be holding very soon. So if not the United States Championship, definitely that WWE Championship, because I don't know if they want Theory to lose it quite yet. So we'll see, but
dude, we'll have to wait and see. You heard it here first. Let us know what you guys think. Is Bobby Lashley going to walk out with a United States Championship? We'll have to wait and see.
Sounds good. Peace.
Come on and